Hello, Andrew Eifert here. Today I'm going to give you some quick tips on how to keep your Fender Stratocaster in tune if you have a tremolo bar. But let me get some basics out of the way. In order for your tremolo system to work, you can only use one tuning. If you're the type of individual who likes to use exotic tunings, great, but you have to use that same tuning every time. Otherwise, you're going to have to readjust your whole guitar. And believe me, it's a long process to do that. You also have to use the same gauge strings every time you change your strings, and I would recommend the same brand of strings, I should say. Now that I've got that out of the way, let's get into it. This is a 1977 Stratocaster, and originally it came when I bought it brand new in 77. Of course, it has a manual. The manual is pretty informative in that it actually tells you how to adjust your tremolo system. This is obviously a diagram. You can see clearly. Center position is 3/16 of an inch. And you need that position because it's the perfect position not only for your tremolo system to work, but it's the perfect position to get the proper position so you can, move your bridge pieces around to get the proper intonation. And that's really what this is all about. If your intonation isn't right on your tremolo bar, your guitar is never going to sound in tune. Because obviously the tremolo bar, you're moving it back and forth and you're changing the tune. But when it springs back to position, it's got to be, in tune right there. And you're never going to be able to do that unless you have your guitar set up in the proper center position. And in order to achieve that, you have these two screws right here. They're two Phillips head screws, and you either tighten or loosen them. You tighten or loosen them, then you tune your guitar up to pitch, and when your guitar settles, that measurement right there has to be 1/16 of an inch. And believe me, this takes a long time. It is a pain in the tuchus. Some people say you can just put up some sort of a piece of wood in there that's exactly 3/16 of an inch and keep adjusting until it gets to there. I guess I just do it the hard way. I just adjust, tune the guitar up, and then check if the measurement is right. Currently, it's not set up, but every single tremolo has these they're two wood screws going right into the body. You adjust it with those two screws. And of course, once you've set up your guitar, you've tuned it up to the pitch that you're using, and it settles into that 3/16 of an inch, you can then do the intonation on your guitar if you haven't already done it. And your guitar is basically going to stay in tune. Now, a lot of people say, well, it's the nut. That's what's causing your bridge to go out of tune. It's binding there. I can tell you one thing. A lot of people, the cure for that is to put some graphite in there. I've never had to do that on this guitar. And that the main reason is because the angle from all these strings going to this nut is very flat. And that's the genius of Leo Fender. That's his design, and I believe it works very well. But you also have to understand that all the wraps around your tuning peg, if I can get a good, you have to have at least 3 wraps on your heavier gauge strings And on your lighter gauge strings, I would just load it up. Put as many wraps around those tuning pegs as you possibly can. For me, this guitar stayed rock solid in tune. I could tune it up in the beginning of a gig and never have to tune it again. It was amazing. And that's the genius of Leo Fender, I think. But you're never going to be able to do that unless you set the thing up right. So try these tips, see if they help you out. Please comment in the comments section below. Let me know, number one, if any of the new Stratocasters come with the manual and tell you how to set it up. But number two, please like this video and please subscribe to my YouTube page. Thank you very much. Andrew Eifert signing off.